And breaking news coming in, India has slammed Canada. External Affairs Ministry in a statement said, and I quote, "We have received a diplomatic communication from Canada yesterday suggesting that the Indian High Commissioner and other diplomats are persons of interest in a matter related to an investigation in that country. The Government of India strongly rejects these preposterous imputations and ascribes them to the political agenda of the Trudeau government that is centered around vote bank politics." And Dear India's Meghna Dev joins us for more on this. Meghna, what's the latest that you're getting for us on this?
Well, Siddharth, it's a very long statement that India has released in this matter, and we definitely do see that in very strong words, India has very strongly retaliated in a sense, or reacted to the diplomatic communication wherein the High Commissioner, the Indian High Commissioner to Canada, and other diplomats, the Indian diplomats, are the persons of interest in this matter related to the investigation. We definitely know that time and again India has been saying that we need to have the proof or the evidence, but till now, as this statement follows, that the statement reads that since Prime Minister Trudeau had made certain allegations in September 2023, the Canadian government has not shared a shred of evidence with the Government of India, and the Government of India has time and again requested for evidence on this investigation. But the Trudeau government has failed to provide any kind of evidence. And without providing any evidence, this kind of diplomatic communication stating that the Indian High Commissioner and other Indian diplomats are persons of interest is something that India has very, very strongly reacted to. Now, what the communication also states that the latest step follows interactions that have again witnessed assertions without any facts. Now, this actually leaves little doubt that on the pretext of an investigation, there is a deliberate strategy of smearing India for political gains. Now, obviously, time and again, Prime Minister's hostility to India has been very evident. And when we actually see that the statement also says about the High Commissioner Sanjay Kumar Verma, who is the person of interest in this situation in the diplomatic communication from Canada. It has been said that High Commissioner Sanjay Kumar Verma is India's senior most serving diplomat. He has a distinguished career spanning over 36 years. He has been ambassador to Japan, Sudan, Italy, Turkey, Vietnam, China, and these kind of aspersions on him by the Government of Canada deserve to be treated with contempt. So very strong reaction coming from India in this regard. And not to forget, Siddharth, if we look, just last year, we have also been seeing that time and again, India had been calling out for parity in Canadian diplomatic presence in India, wherein India had said that they had seen a statement by the Government of Canada regarding Canadian diplomatic presence in India and the state of the bilateral relations. Much higher number of Canadian diplomats in India and their continued interference in internal affairs did warrant a parity for mutual diplomatic presence. So there were a huge number of Canadian diplomats in India, but they were, they were releasing a statement saying that the Government of Canada to our government, to the Government of India, to reduce the number of diplomats. So this has been a couple that has been, unwarranted, we can say, allegations without evidence, and a kind of strategy which looks like a deliberate strategy to smear India for political gains. Very evident, and this statement by the Ministry of External Affairs is just exposing that.
Clearly looks like vote bank politics here, Meghna. Meghna, what steps is the Indian government considering if diplomatic tensions escalate further?
So, as the statement also reads that the Government of India has taken cognizance of the activities of the Canadian High Commission in India that serve the political agenda of the current regime. Now, this has also led to the implementation of the principle of reciprocity in regard to diplomatic representation. As I said, that the parity in Canadian diplomatic presence in India had been, discussed last year also, and it was the time of October, so it's been almost a year for that. Now, India has now reserved the right to take further steps in response to these latest efforts of the Canadian government, which is these kind of concocted allegations against Indian diplomats. So we will have to see, obviously, in such situations, the diplomat or the High Commissioner will be summoned, or, such kind of situations arise. But we will have to see what steps does the government of India take in response to the latest efforts of the Canadian government for, such allegations, specifically against Indian diplomats. So this is something that India has not held back on reacting very strongly. This latest development, targeting Indian diplomats is just
Meghna.
another step in that direction. So, it has also one more thing, Siddharth, here, that the statement has clearly said that the Prime Minister Trudeau's naked interference in Indian internal politics in December 2020 showed how far he was willing to go in this regard. In the the association with extremist and separatist agenda regarding India. So this is something that India has very strongly reacted to. We'll have to see what more steps that the Indian government take to actually rebut this kind of allegation against Indian diplomats.
All right, we leave there. Thank you so much, Meghna, for all those details and for your analysis.